adversity? Bring it. The struggle? We welcome it. Snooze on life? Never that. We are Dave Regina and Mike Pirelli, and this is the No Snooze Podcast. Come on.
Welcome back to the No Snooze Podcast, episode 51. We're back. I'm actually the more casually dressed today, even though I'm going to switch in the suit after the episode. I'm just fired up. I'm sweating a little bit. I don't want to get my suit dirty.
Speaking of sweating, I'm sitting here in a little turtleneck with a beanie on. Do you notice the beanie?
I thought it was all attached.
So, I don't. True or false, I went with a beanie because I don't have a haircut.
True.
Yeah, true. But so now I'll show it, I guess. Not that bad, right?
No, it looks good.
Sorry.
It doesn't change week to week. It's like my father's hair.
And I also had a little pimple on the forehead.
Yeah, my skin
covered up though.
My skin's been clearing up a little bit with this challenge, but I was talking to Justin, our amazing intern, prior to recording, saying we're going to have a glow up in 2021. So
That's right.
He's on board.
We've been talking about that for a minute now.
I'm going to start doing a lot more self-care, I think.
Can you explain to me what the glow up would look like for you?
I think I'm going to do some skincare because my skin's not great. I'm going to do teeth whitening because I drink way too much coffee.
Skin
like face
creams,
masks and
like
stuff.
creams?
Like face masks.
Like for bags?
End of the day, face masks.
I've been feeling I have bags lately. You know?
Yeah, because you have a baby.
When I went,
that's unavoidable.
Those are just dad bags?
Dad bags.
Dad bags. I like that.
But no, a glow up is like, you walk into somewhere and they're like, what's different? When you get the question like, what's different? You're doing it.
All right. I'm in. But I feel like I glow up all the time.
But it's a good opportunity for anyone to have a glow up because they probably haven't seen their normal crew for a long time.
I guess. But just to let you know, whenever my wife pulls out one of those masks things, I use it too. Is that
I
normal?
get jealous. I don't like the masks that you put on. I like the ones that you like paint on so you can really get in there.
Okay. So anybody in the skincare industry that wants
reach out,
we
could use a sponsor.
Little collab.
Shameless.
Wow. I was gonna say this is pretty sad. We're out here like, guys, anybody with skincare, come reach out to us.
But we're honest because like if I love it, we're gonna push it more than any type of advertiser would anyway.
Absolutely. And one thing about you, my friend, you are when you like one thing, you're good. You
for
won't
a little
switch
while.
anything.
For a little while.
I was gonna say, let's get into that. Podbod update. I'll go first. Okay. One, I did not weigh in this week. I had a great week. I had a great week, but I didn't get to the gym. I didn't get over to Level Fitness. A lot of chaos in the morning. Wanted to get there today. Couldn't do it. Had a little Zoom this morning that I had to get on.
And is Cali teething? Is that why?
Oh, dude. That's a baby update. We'll go
it's different
Podbod first. But
okay.
I almost had a breakdown this week.
Join the club.
It was tough. And I get so, excuse my French, but I'm very bitchy. I am. Okay. So
I could see that.
I remember I told Karina, it was during one of the snowstorms. For those who are not on the East Coast, we got hammered by snow. I shoveled over 22 inches up in Yorktown and the right side of my lower back.
You didn't switch sides?
No.
Oh, see, I have like a whole system.
Dude, I should have hit my boy Oscar. He's the one that usually takes care of it, but I did it as a workout.
Yeah.
It was all right. I meditated this week. I tried it.
What did it look like?
So I used the Peloton app, and they have a meditation section. So I did a 15-minute meditation, but I literally said to Karina, this is me being bitchy. I was in such a bad mood, and I'm like, I got to go take a nap. She's like, yeah, please do. So it was midday. I go into the room, and I'm like, you know what? Let me try to meditate. So I put on a 15-minute meditation, and it's called the one that I took was a 31. I don't know if it's a 31-point body meditation or something. And the music was so soothing, but the way they talk to you and the visualizations, it's like, you're not supposed to acknowledge it by moving the thing that they're talking about, but they were so specific, like on your right hand, lift up your right middle finger. Feel the nail separate from it was crazy.
Yeah.
But it mentally put you in a different space. At first, there was thoughts, honestly, I was like, this is stupid, I can't do this. And I took it was a relaxation one. Ended up putting me to sleep before it even finished. I don't know if it was because I was so tired.
I think that's good, though.
It could be, but when I woke up, I don't know if it was because of the
Felt
meditation. I felt fresh.
I don't mean to get off topic right off the bat, but do you nap?
I used to nap a ton. Now I don't really have an opportunity to nap.
I've been trying to sneak in like 15-minute naps, and I'm saying like literally feet up, someone's doing something, close the eyes, back at it.
I think, well, if you are a
Feels
napper,
nice.
I mean, they're healthy. If you can
Feels
do it.
great.
My wife, though, she can't do it. She's like a raging, not a friendly person when she wakes up from a nap. Yeah.
Well, I think it's timing because I think the shorter it is, the more beneficial.
Yes.
Right?
I mean, a lot of executives, like even in some of the 10 pages that I read here and there, executives, they'll go like 10 to 20-minute naps.
Mm-hmm.
But it's hard. Like if your mind is racing and you sit down for 10 minutes, I can't fall asleep.
Well, it depends, right? So mine have been like towards the end of the day before I'll get home and maybe 15 minutes, close eyes, then back at it.
Okay.
Not like in the middle of the day. I
Yep.
guess in the middle of the day might be better though because it's like resetting a computer. Someone told me.
And there has been a couple times that I'll be at work and I will literally get in my car, drive to a local shopping center, put it in park, pass out for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And
That's a good move.
that is a delicious nap. So the diet,
Such a weird
the
term.
diet is going well for me. I did have a couple biscottis before we recorded. Shout out.
Coffee Luca.
That's
phenomenal.
right. That's my guy.
They're the best.
I'm stealing your guy. That's my guy.
He wasn't in there today, but they're so friendly. I mean, it feels like it's one of those coffee shops. You feel like you can go behind the counter. I never would, but you feel like you can go behind, grab something, you know?
Yep. Took my own advice the other day. I was in the
Wait, you took your own advice? No way.
Yeah, I was in the diner and I didn't want to cheat on the diet.
Yeah.
But I was like, you know what? And I watched everybody else order around me. It was a business meeting. And everybody was getting like French fries and, they were getting pancakes and stuff like that. I said, you know what? I'm going to treat myself a little bit. So I got a chicken Santa Fe wrap, right? With a nice big side of French fries.
Oh, so I was going to say, that doesn't sound like too much.
Yeah, so the wrap wasn't terrible, but the carbs were extremely high in that meal.
That's an Ed Milet move.
What? Chicken Santa Fe wrap?
Your guy's gotten into my algorithm on YouTube, so it keeps popping up. Does
he get chicken Santa Fe's?
I've been following a couple other people, and he always ends up being one of the top one interviews. Yep. And he was saying that he gets a salad, but then he gets a massive amount of like fries or something that he wants.
Oh.
But he uses the salad just to keep him like level.
I didn't know that.
But when you said that, I'm like, oh, Dave's literally Ed Milet Jr.
I didn't know that. Yeah, and I think he's actually a little shorter though than I am.
Yeah, I mean, I love him. Here's the real question: I'm not being like, I don't want to.
Claudio said he makes more money. He makes way more
fortune.
money.
I'm not trying to be rude or anything, but like, wouldn't he seems like healthy? But he seemed like his complexion, like he seems like he needs a little like help. You know?
What does that mean?
I don't know. He seems like he's always sweating and like his hair is always like greased. Like,
listen,
you know what I'm saying?
Ed, that's my guy.
I love
here.
him, but here's my question: if you owned your private jet, congrats, he bought one. I saw that.
Yes,
it's amazing,
ridiculous.
Wouldn't you just have a whole team working on your you?
I think that's the real part of it, though. Like it's kind of like I'm still a dude. I don't really need a
That's all good and fine, but like
Would
I
you
also
have a
want to be
team?
my best. Yeah, absolutely.
Wait, you would have a makeup team?
Yeah,
really?
Dana's already my personal chopper.
I'm learning a lot here. I don't know. I thought I maybe you're now become. I thought I was the
delegator,
the Metro one.
Well, I'm not. I don't.
You're talking about makeup, Michael. You're. But that's extremely.
Yeah,
Metro.
I would. I jump on the makeup
as I
train.
sit here in a turtleneck and a beanie.
I watched our guy Pedro put on his makeup the other day on his thing.
That's good. So talk to me.
Sorry.
Podbod update for Mr. Pirelli. I have a ton of questions for you.
So I went in today. I weighed in again. It was a quick week. So it was a Saturday.
Talk to us.
To a Friday with the cheat meal on a Sunday, like a pretty nice one. I forgot what we had, but something was bad. I forgot what it was. Pizza, maybe? I think we did pizza, maybe Chinese. I forget.
Oh, wow.
So went in. Manny was there today.
GNC?
Good to see him. Yes, GNC in Riverside.
Cool.
I'm literally putting every one of those employees' kids through college because every time I go, I buy a fortune. Today I got a big shaker because I'm upping my protein intake, which is requiring more protein shakes.
I can tell you look nice and buff.
Lean. Long and lean.
Sorry.
So I weighed in, and I have my two. Which one is the most recent?
So the last one, just to update people, from my recollection, was 17.8.
Yes.
Was
so
where you were.
The last weigh-in was 17.8 body fat percentage, and that was Saturday.
Okay.
And now we are recording on a Friday.
Talk to me about muscle mass on that one.
Today, you want a muscle mass first?
Why not?
My lean body mass or muscle mass? Skeletal muscle mass?
Yeah.
Skeletal muscle mass was 100.8.
Okay. Wait, today?
No, last weigh-in.
Okay.
And then today it was 100.1.
So it went down a little bit, but it's
retained, right?
Yeah, okay.
Body fat mass went from 38 to 35.
Body fat mass. Okay. Which really does. I mean, that's not the number we're focusing on.
No, but percentage.
it went down.
That is though.
No, because the
Body fat mass. Isn't that what you're trying to lose? Body fat.
No, we want the body fat percentage.
Yeah, well, the body fat percentage went from 17.8 to 16.9.
Now that's the win. That's a big.
You
win.
want to hear weight?
Talk to me.
212.6 to 208.4 without losing
the muscle.
Yeah,
that's big.
My water went down about 127 or 128 to 127.
That's not bad though.
But that's a pound right there, so that's good. You know.
Yep.
Because does that go towards lean mass?
No, it's water. It's just
water.
Yeah,
it's
but that's a great results. Strong week. Pelly, were you involved on?
So here's the big switch up. I went from now I'm doing a reverse fast.
Yeah, these are the questions that I have for you.
So I literally in the mornings when I'm working out, I try to watch videos that are relevant to dieting and just I'm trying not to get complacent. I'm trying to hear out all the specialists and all different avenues, right? My filter is literally if the guy has a body that I would like.
Then you're like, I'll do it. I'm in.
Yeah, healthy, unhealthy, I have no idea. I'm just like, all right, I'll watch and see what he has to say.
And that's why you're spending all this money in products at GNC.
Exactly. So I have like all the products and I mix and match. So this guy was talking about in an ideal world, to get the most fat burning effects, you need to work out at the end of your fast, right?
Yes.
So in the past, I've been fasting all day in the morning and then night eating, but then I'd work out the next morning. Right. So I've been working at 5 a.m. and then fast the rest of the day, which is like, it's inefficient.
Okay.
So in my head, I'm like, could I fast like from literally 10 a.m., 11 a.m. until the following morning at 5?
How are you getting enough calories with that?
Here's the thing. I'm like, can I somehow have enough breakfast foods that I enjoy and that are healthy enough where I can get away with it, right? Can I bang out a meal right at 7, huge meal, maybe shoot for like 75 to 100 grams of protein. I have my coffee, my collagen peptides in that. Can I do a nice meal at like 7? Can I do another one like at 9? And then maybe sneak in a final protein shake at like 11 or some type of protein. And I was a couple of days able to do it. It's insane how much I eat in that range, but I'm also not optimizing like what I'm eating, right? Like I'm just trying to scramble right now and figure it out. But if you have the right things, it's just amount of volume, right?
Yep.
So I did that 2 or 3 days, and I've been doing the eye test. And then visually, I'm like, wow, like I see it this week kind of starting.
Do you take pictures?
I've been taking pictures, but not weekly.
That's good. That's probably good because you really see a difference then.
Yeah. So that's one part of it. The other part is now I've been doing this, but so now in a perfect world, I don't have to think about eating the rest of the day. So if I'm going on a lunch appointment, I don't have to eat anything. I just go, have a water, kind of talk.
Can I have a water with lemon?
I get home. I'm not on night duty, but like when I get home, I usually try to go right for the baby and deal with the baby. Now I'm not stressed about like, I got to get this amount of protein. I got to cook. I got to do all this. I literally just go home, have a tea, and I chill with the baby. And it's about her from then on. I'm not recommending this, but I'm trying it because it's optimal.
He does a lot and
lifestyle.
doesn't recommend a lot.
Yeah. So that's one part of it.
Wait, so I have a question on that.
Yes.
Okay. So the last episode, and this is my question. The last episode, you got me excited because you then went back to saying, and this was just a week ago, right? You said you were going to monitor the carbs, and I'm not knocking it. I'm asking a genuine question. You were going to monitor the carbs now, and you were eating every 3 hours to spread out the protein. I was like, okay, I again, it's a switch up from what you were doing, but maybe this is the one that he'll stay with consistently.
Yeah.
My question to you is, how do you do something for a week and that's not like you just try it, but you don't know if that consistently works because then you switch something else?
So,
or do you think the switch is what ignites the results?
For me, I think I've recognized that I like to switch things up and keep things fresh personally. So it might look like I'm jumping around, but it's kind of a system where like if I do a cut 1 week, then the next month is bulking. As long as I have a target and I'm not just like aimlessly doing something, I think I can work within it. So like I knew this month would be like a cutting month, right? And I didn't really know how I was going to do it. I was like, you know what? I'll restrict the carbs and I'll try to do every 3 hours. Then when I started to implement that, it stressed me out because I'm like,
You can't eat every 3 hours.
I can't eat every 3 hours. Packing stuff to bring to the office is a nightmare. The mornings are kind of chaos. So it was like, what in the past has worked in the most simple, right? Like, how am I going to get to this 10% and then I can figure out like if I can sustain
something. Okay.
You know, I just want to get to this number.
I wanted to ask you the other day when I saw it, but I was like, you know what? Let's keep it for the podcast because I know you have a good answer there. Go ahead, talk to me.
I don't know if it's a good answer, but my point being, it's kind of I'm mixing up because I'm doing like Monday to Thursday doing this, and now today I'm flexible because I got tell Mike send you shoot.
Yep.
I got stuff over the weekend, so I'll get in my protein, but I'll space it out, and then I'll cheat a little bit on the weekends.
Okay.
But because I'm eating so perfectly and like optimizing for fat burn, I have a little more leeway. Like I dropped 4 or 5 pounds this week. And I didn't
you retain the muscle.
And that's the big thing. I was researching like how to retain muscle, and it's all saying that you got to keep lifting weights. When you do your cardio, it's got to be fasted, and it's got to be. You told me the resistance has to be high. You know, and one day I didn't even hit my protein goal, but I was testing to see if I did lose a bunch of muscle. And they say it takes longer for you to lose a muscle when you are fasted because it doesn't automatically go for that protein.
Yep.
You know, it's just doing it if you're not. So it was a good week kind of testing things out. The big fold, and Dana can talk about this next time she's on, I watched a documentary on being a vegan.
I watched it too. Which one was that?
So, you know what I was thinking about your pea protein?
Yeah.
Right? So Orgain, one of the sponsors from an OG sponsor. So I was researching how to get more vegetables or more like greens because I knew I wasn't getting enough. And I knew that was bad. So I was like, I got to figure this out. That gave me into a rabbit hole of this guy who's a natural bodybuilder that was vegan his whole life. I know nothing about vegan. All I know is that when I look for frozen foods, the vegan stuff is lowest calories, highest protein, usually, right? Okay. And then when the Flav City guy who I mentioned a long time ago about the cleanliness of the products, vegan's usually better than the regular. Not saying in general.
Yep.
So I'm like, all right, what's this all about? And I knew about the doc, but I never watched the doc.
What was the name of the documentary?
The Game Changers.
Yes, okay. I watched that a couple years ago. It's been out now, right?
Yeah, long time.
Yeah, okay.
But there was a big thing because it is skewed towards becoming a vegan.
Right.
But I'm like, even if I watch and I steal a couple little like tricks to incorporate more vegetables and things in my life to have more flexibility, it's got to be beneficial.
You're not a vegan.
No. So I watch it, and then I'm like, yeah, like it'd be much easier for me to take these frozen like chicken patties that are a much better product than the frozen regular chicken patties and heat those up and eat those.
But is this vegan?
It's a vegan version of it.
So vegan chicken.
Like it's like a whatever. It's plant based
like, tofu.
is the term.
Tofurkey.
No, it's plant based. I don't know what it is.
Okay.
So I'm like, can I use that to try to supplement, and I'll still use some other products and not go full, but can I use that during the week to be a little cleaner during the week? Like it's not so much the social aspect of it. With like a lot of people, that's what it is. For me, it's the convenience aspect. It's like all this plant-based stuff usually comes prepackaged, ready to go.
So you're using the supplements of a vegan.
I'm using right now. I'm doing like my morning. Like today, I had like Amy's, which is a brand that apparently is very clean. I had chicken sliders that were you just throw them in the microwave, and you slam them, and it was like for 210 calories. I think it was like 20 grams of protein, which is great. Yep. And I'm actually eating it. I'm not just like drinking it. So I'm using some of that stuff in the morning, in addition to my protein shakes, other things. Yep. But it's kind of a rabbit hole that is very intriguing. And this guy who's a bodybuilder who's been a vegan his whole life, it's very interesting because, his whole approach is that it's a lot cleaner things that he's putting into his body and a lot more sustainable long term. And apparently the energy is a lot more mellow than
they definitely say that.
Yeah, because you have a lot of plant-based stuff in yours.
Yeah, but then
for Crohn's, because he talked about Crohn's.
Exactly. Well, so I already know that the vegan lifestyle is the healthiest lifestyle that I could possibly be living, but I just can't do it. I like meat too much. So I have incorporated a lot of the supplements, like even the Orgain that I use. It is the Orgain plus the superfood with the greens. So it has the greens in it in the protein.
Well, in the documentary they talk about how like half of the Tennessee Titans like line is on it.
Yes,
and I'm like,
it's a good doc. It really is a good doc.
And I think you hit the nail on the head. You could still enjoy like a nice, vegans are going to go nuts when they hit Vegan and the Beast. Don't kill me. She'll be proud, but also not.
Yeah, I don't know. She's not going to be proud.
Like if you enjoy that stuff, then save it for like the weekend,
Like a vegan steak? Like
a
real steak.
Yeah, real whatever when you're out and social. But during the week, if you can like optimize your output.
Definitely
It's
healthy.
interesting.
That's healthy.
Like I'm vegan Monday through Thursday.
I like
maybe.
that.
I'm not, but I'm saying maybe
okay.
that's an approach.
All right, I see that. I'm excited for you as always.
Does that blow your mind?
No. I thought you were going to tell me you were a vegan, and then you're going to Lugano's in Greenwich, and you're going to go slam a salami bowl.
That's what we had. Remember, I was like, I don't remember what we had. I had McDonald's, and I ate it on Livia's tray.
Ah, okay. But I literally before you were saying you're going to Lugano's. So I'm like, how is? And then in my head, I'm like, he's a vegan. How's he gonna go slam salamis if he's a vegan?
It's like so. How do I put this? It's like I never really focused on the green side of a diet. I'm always focusing on the protein, the meats. Right now that I'm getting exposed to all these different types of food, it's very illuminating, and it just seems like there's so many more options where I can get protein.
Yep.
Where in the past I felt very limited in the diet that I was kind of leaning towards. The other thing, and this is probably funny to think about, Peloton, right? So I'm like, bikers. What do bikers do to get better? And then the documentary, they talk about the bike team that won 7 years in a row that went vegan. So I'm like,
that was I gotta watch it again. That was a good doc. Speaking of the Pelly,
yeah, talk.
You asked me a question though.
So here's why. So I obviously started posting a little bit. I'm kind of a fanboy now of Peloton, which is a 360 chains.
A fanboy.
And I was texting the boys, Matt, Phil, and they're like, wait till you see how much output Dave puts, and then you look at your score. And I'm like, how much could it be? So I meant to ask you, because I'm averaging, don't judge, 30 minutes, anywhere from like 200 to like 230 right now.
So the difference with me is when I do follow a class, my output will be, probably 300 to 400 in a 30-minute ride. Yeah. But if I say to myself, I want to try to really expose myself and get crazy on the Peloton, you asked me before what my best ride was in 30 minutes.
And who was before you say the number, who was the teacher of that
this
ride?
Was
or
Ben.
does it not matter?
This was Ben.
Who's Ben? I never did Ben.
He's got an accent. He's on the...
That's it.
Do the...
712, is that right?
Yeah. And look how many calories.
How much is the resistance at? Calories are 1,065. That can't be right.
Okay, let me show you the resistance.
Then. I'm going to come and watch you do this.
Yes. Hold on.
What was your rank?
Oh, look at the average resistance.
What was your rank in the world?
Look, here.
Where is it?
Average resistance.
It's 24 out of 30,000. That's pretty. Are you going to get a one spot, you think, or no?
No, it's tough.
Who's in the one spot? Did you
I don't
look?
know. But look at the average resistance.
Where is it, 43?
On the right side. 100.
100% resistance. What does that mean? You cranked it all the way to 100?
All the way to 100 and rode for 30 minutes.
That's ridiculous. I don't think I've been past like 60.
So,
and when I do 60, it feels like my legs are going to fall off.
So the secret...
is you're thick.
The secret for me, if I want a crazy if I want a crazy output, I crank... Phil knows this, because I crank it to 100% before the class starts, and I ride at 100% for 30 minutes straight.
Do you follow like the in and out of the saddle, or are you out of the saddle the whole time?
If I'm doing that, I'm out of the saddle.
I was going to say, here's my other question.
Yep.
Don't you think it's easier out of the saddle because you're using your weight versus
for me, it's definitely easier out of the saddle at 100, but it's much easier if I'm at like a 50, 60 resistance, I can coast in the saddle.
That's absurd.
But so we used to battle, like Phil and Frank especially.
Yeah.
We would text each other back and forth, and they were amazed at how I was
doing that.
That's
insane.
But I was just bumping.
Is your bike broken?
Is what?
Did you break it early?
No. I'll come to your house and do it on yours.
Yeah, let's do that.
We should do
that.
live
podcast. I'll sit there and watch you do it for 30 minutes.
Exactly.
Although we got to like figure out if it's going we're going to murder someone, we'll lay everything down because you sweat way too much.
Well, that's
ruin
the problem.
My whole house.
That's the problem. So
that's insane.
Yeah.
I've really enjoyed it though. I have to say, like the community aspect of it is fun
Yeah.
because everyone else is on it.
Yep.
I get a kick out of it. I'm kind of DL right now because I can't really compete with people.
Yeah, no, and that fades. At first,
it's the worst. It's like golf for me.
But at first, I remember like, we're always competing. Now, I do like to enjoy a ride. So if I'm following the numbers,
New Zealand.
If I'm following the numbers, the output's not crazy.
No, they're not.
But it is funny though because you look at your leaderboard and you see somebody you're like, oh man, I got to try to beat them, and that never goes away.
Here's my question for the competition or not competition, the challenge we're doing. By doing something like that, aren't you like ruining like
no?
Is that good for what you're trying to do?
At 100% resistance, that's when I'm actually building muscle while doing cardio. I literally feel like I'm going to die.
Dual,
yeah. But the resistance is so high on a fasted state, the results are extreme.
So mentally, right? This whole fasting thing into a dumbbell workout for 30 minutes and then no snooze, a Peloton session.
Yep.
it really mentally challenges you because I don't have any coffee now or pre-workout.
What happened to the bang bang that you were drinking 2 cups?
It was good. It was good.
What, you stopped?
What, coffee?
Yeah.
No, well, I'm trying to limit because they'll break, like, it technically won't break your fast, but it's probably not great for a fast.
So you're not doing the black
I just drink
coffees?
water.
Oh.
So I just drink water. Then after, I have my coffee with the collagen peptide from Orgain.
Gotcha.
Another shout out. That's 2.
Okay.
We'll take a check.
Go ahead.
But yeah, so the Peloton's interesting. That's absurd. What I found, what I enjoy is, and people can steal this technique, I try to look at like who's next to catch and then try to catch that person and make another target. Right. If you aim too high, you get so discouraged because like I'll see someone like you and be like, there's no way. I might as well just sit here and look at New Zealand.
So now that you can quantify what it is that I do when I go crazy, what is that like?
It's insanity. It's I do like 220 and almost have a heart attack.
When I was telling you like, yo, I'm putting in numbers that when I beat the ESPN.
But here's my thing, right? If you're doing these numbers, you should be a teacher on the you should be a teacher, or you should do the Tour de France. One of the two.
Tour de France.
It's a wasted talent. There's no. How are they beating it? If you put up 100, how are they beating those output numbers?
I don't know.
How's it possible? Maybe
Because
there's a different formula.
No.
Maybe you need to put like 80, but go fast.
So the formula that I'm not great at
I'm gonna create the formula.
I have a question. I wonder if Lance Armstrong or any of the real cyclists, if they got on a Peloton, what kind of numbers are they putting down?
Yeah, honestly,
they probably have something like that.
Honestly, I would welcome, like, if I were able to train for a couple months on a Peloton versus an Olympic cyclist, I think I could take them.
Holy dude, I need to get on.
I'm dead serious.
Listen to me. I will get on the phone and call everyone I know to set this up. That is a hilarious challenge.
No, I swear to God, if you give me
for a 30-minute class,
yes. If you give me a couple months,
we should do this.
If you give me a couple months to train,
but I don't know if you can get out of the sat.
Dude,
yeah, I guess in a race you can.
What was the ranking on that one?
24.
Okay, so
my highest ranking was 32.
Well, I will say this. I think 30 minutes. I think he could do that.
Yeah.
The cyclists,
Olympic.
They go endurance. They go,
of course,
2-3 days.
Of course.
I don't know. I feel like you gotta bet.
Set it up.
On the
set it up. Tell Lance.
I gotta find someone. Who
Get
can
Lance.
I find?
Get
I'm gonna go to Greenwich Bicycles and be like, listen, you must have.
I got this guy.
Yeah.
Yo, set it up.
Greenwich Bicycles.
Get it going. Set it up.
Here's a reminder: if anyone works at Greenwich Bicycles or knows any Olympic athlete, reach out to us.
Yeah,
that's a hilarious challenge.
Let's do it.
And I think I'm actually mentally preparing for the food challenge again because I'm doing the fasting and I'm timing it.
I want to do one with you, but I'm just gonna barf everywhere. Honestly.
Yeah. Sometimes it's not. It doesn't translate well.
It's tough.
You know.
It is tough.
Have
go ahead.
Sorry.
No.
Have you heard of Mr. Beast?
No.
So he's like one of the biggest YouTube channels. It's literally this dude who all he did was YouTube for like since he was 12 or something, and he's made so much money in advertisement stuff. He gives back. He gives out a lot of money, right? So one of the things he did, he got a bunch of influencers. He rented a town that was abandoned, and he said last person to get caught.
Wait. He rented a town.
He said last person to get
town
caught.
That was abandoned.
Who do you pay rent to? Who do you pay rent to?
It doesn't matter. Listen. So he goes, listen, there's 8 of them or something. You guys go hide. Me and my buddy are going to try to find you. Last one to get caught gets $70,000. Hilarious. So like all of his challenges or ones like he gets a winner for one of the promos is like you get to choose between a car that you can't see or a house you can't see. And the car's like a Lambo and the house is like a nice like $900,000 million house. And then this person just picks one of the two. Ooh. Or he bought an island. He put people out on this island. He did 8 challenges. Winner gets the island.
So are you going to match me up with him on the Peloton or
No,
something?
I just thought the challenge aspect is hilarious.
Let's
and
do it.
It's a lot of fun. But anyway, you guys do that bike ride thing and I'll be the water boy.
Stopping at the with my banana and shake ready to go.
That would be awesome.
Let's
if we
do
could
it.
set
I'm
that
telling
up.
you, I'm willing to compete.
Don't you have connections at Peloton? Don't you know people?
Well, no, we don't know anybody.
Isn't that how you got them to change your bike so it looks like you do a lot?
I swear to God, I read that people do that to their bike, and that's why I'm willing to
do what to the bike.
They do some sort of contraption because if you were to, that was number, I ranked 24 on that out of 30,000 something people.
Yeah, how's that possible?
If you look at number 1, it's double what I did, and there's no possible way that you can do that.
Can we look that
But
person? Can you look that up right now?
I
who
think
it
you
is?
can't. No, that's
We gotta check.
Yeah,
that's on the.
We
to-do.
can check, but I don't think we can do it like right here.
I'm happy. You know, part of the fun of this is now that I can actually talk Peloton. Whereas before he'd talk and be like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah. So that's good stuff. Set up the Pelly challenge. You know who I want to get on the podcast, and we'll get him, Alex Toussaint. So,
AT.
Yeah, AT.
Yeah.
But you and I went to a wedding with him. We've said that before. He was at Dana and Mo's wedding.
Wait, the
This was when Peloton was first popping.
The guy that I take the class, that's the guy?
Yeah.
I didn't put 2 and 2 together. Everyone says take him. When you said his name, I never matched it up.
Oh, yeah. So he actually sat next to us at the wedding.
What wedding?
We met him at Dana and Mo's wedding. Right?
Oh,
but
I went to a bachelor party after that wedding.
Honestly, though,
so
I'm
I
not
left
going to
early.
lie. Peloton was like kind of
He
just...
put him on his back?
Just starting. Well, now, no, he's the king.
No, I'm saying he put Peloton
Oh,
on
yeah,
his back.
but he was just starting, and I was like, that's the guy that rides a bike?
Was he?
That's
But he's
him.
in good shape, no?
Great shape.
Oh.
But I kind of sized him up. And now...
sized everyone up.
And now seeing what he does, though, on the Peloton, he's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I could beat him, though.
You know what I do?
I don't know,
Can I admit something? When they take their breaks and like clap and stuff, I kind of duplicate it because I could like take a little.
That's so good.
And I do one of these. And like,
Yes.
Yeah.
I know exactly what you're talking about. CV jumped on the mic before. He failed to report last week.
Oh, that was
So
a hard F. The way
Now,
he said
now
it.
we
Failed.
are we're back to accountability here. CV, give us a little Podbot update, my brother.
It wasn't a fail. It was a wives episode, so I couldn't. There was only 4 mics.
Good
Sorry,
answer.
guys.
Okay.
Where am I? I wouldn't call it a fail. A little stumble along the way. I've been still trying to eat the right thing. I will tell you, there's been more cheat meals than I'd like to put out there.
Why is that? Why do you think that is?
Well, this past week was kind of crazy. Things were happening, and it kind of stomped on our...
You guys were moving around too, right?
Yeah. I mean, we have been moving a lot of stuff, so we've been doing a lot more exercise. I haven't weighed myself, so I don't even know. I can't even give a specific number
but for
or
people who
anything.
don't know, I mean, like you're physically moving and you're in the process of
yes,
moving.
yes,
So that,
yes.
but that's probably why it's chaotic, right?
Well, yes. My kitchen is out in shambles. My house is in shambles. I'm between 2 houses
Do you
right
have
now.
a solar dome or whatever? Mike?
I'm all
It's coming
over
down
the
Monday,
place.
our solar dome.
But we have been trying to eat right. So for the most part, I would say 70 to 80% of the time, maybe 65, 70, we're eating right. But there's a couple of more, potholes along the way. Like last night was a little bit of a pothole.
What? Talk to us about the pothole.
I like how you call them potholes. That's pretty fun. Just like
Not a speed bump. This is a pothole.
We were supposed to eat a nice little salmon, make it nice and healthy. Instead, we needed some food because we don't have any food in the house because we've been moving. So we went to the supermarket. And, of course, in the supermarket, we got some emergency pizzas, the frozen kind.
emergency
You know,
pizza.
Emergency
just for the
pizza.
weekends.
Is there any other type?
Oh, there never is. So we went to, we got this pizza, and it was supposed to be for the weekend or whatever. We get home last night. We're exhausted because we did move a whole bunch of stuff yesterday. My forearms are burning from all the moving around. So we decided, you know what, let's just throw a pizza in there. We threw a pizza in there. They're not very big. So, of course, naturally, a second pizza came on the oven, and the second pizza came in.
What brand was it?
There's that Paul Newman's thin crust,
Okay.
spinach. So in my head, it was like, oh, it's healthy
I'm
because
having
it's spinach.
spinach pizza.
So when I
Spinach in
scanned the pizza on my thing, I'm embarrassed to tell you, this is crazy. And granted, the rest of the day we did eat. I think I had turkey earlier in the day. I had my shake in the morning, so it was a good day up until, up until the pizza. The pizza, my friends. Where is it?
It's pretty mind-blowing. When
I'm
you start
looking at my
looking
app. Yeah.
The calories.
Whew, okay. I ingested 2,800 calories worth of pizza,
Holy.
which was only like
Yeah, that's not bad.
6
Two
slices.
pizzas?
Yeah.
No. 2 pizzas between. Well, yeah, it was majority of me. So that was a lot of. But in all my
All right.
in
So
and out.
potholes.
But here's the
Was
thing,
about
right?
even,
Now
so.
you're at least acknowledging that. Like, just by looking at the calories and stuff, you become a little more
Knowledgeable.
And like next time, you're like, I know that pizza. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Oh,
It's
I
interesting.
I haven't eaten today, so
Yeah,
my
it
plan
like
is
snaps
to
you back.
Starve until later on tonight.
That's good. But just know,
Oh,
when you report back,
Uh-oh.
when you report back here next year, from the day that we started that challenge, you're still on the hook for 50 pounds.
listen, I'm trying to get off the hook. I cannot. So-
Guys, my equipment is starting to fail. I think my microphone's not working anymore.
No, but thank you for the honesty. I think the transparency here is great. And my French fries, I will refer to now as potholes.
Potholes, yeah. I had a
Moving
couple
forward.
Potholes. I plan on having a lot of potholes this weekend.
There we go. All right, I gotta. Let's talk quickly baby updates.
Okay.
All right. Love my daughter to death, but she has been sleeping atrociously. Yeah. She's been waking up minimal, two to three times on average. And it seems like it's her gums.
Yeah.
Like, because literally you can see the teeth.
Does she have any showing yet?
She doesn't have them showing. I know Livy Lou's got a couple, right?
It's like, two on the bottom, and then there's a couple on top.
So this just looks like it looks like gums, like her regular gums, and then they're turning white because it looks like they're just literally about to bust through. Mm-hmm. So I feel bad for the baby, but I mean, at the end of the day, it's tough to sleep, man. There's been a couple nights that Corinna and I are like, and look, thank God for her because she's a real champ. I mean, you already know how it is. You both wake up at the same time. Like, even if one takes the baby and tries to put her back to sleep, the other one's up.
Yeah. But it falls more on Dana at night for sure.
Yeah, and same thing with Corinna. But man, the broken sleep is something that you can't prepare for it.
No.
But now, just so you know, what I do mentally is I actually tell myself that it's like I'm in Hell Week. Like I'm in the Navy SEALs, because you know they do that, right? They let you fall asleep. They let you fall asleep and just wake you up.
Yeah.
So sometimes I have to say to myself to get through it, I'm like, all right, you're in the Navy SEAls, baby. Yeah. And I think I think of that, and then it puts a little perspective, and I'm like, no, look, I'm in a nice, beautiful home. You know, it's okay.
And on behalf of myself and the rest of the fans that I know feel this way, when you came out of the gate and the baby was sleeping like 10 hours a night, and I was on the other side of this,
yes,
I was like, this mother. So right now, even though I'm not getting great sleep, when I wake up and I see that post, I'm like, thank God Dave's experiencing.
Are you happy that I'm sharing that?
Yeah, absolutely, because
it's real. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I feel like a lot of people, like, it proves what you've been preaching, whereas before you were still doing stuff, but the baby was sleeping, you know,
right.
So people weren't giving you the credit.
Yep.
So I think by posting it now, you're showing like, listen, it's happening to me too.
Yeah, and
it's the worst though. That phase is so bad, because then when you start your day, even though you get your workout and stuff done, you're shot.
Yes.
Like you have to caffeine intake has it skyrocketed.
Yep. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. It's
black coffees, all day, especially first thing in the morning. I go. That's literally where I go. But I do miss. I got to tell you, man. I miss being able to wake up and not being so reactive. That's why I was waking up early to begin with. Now it's like I might as well be waking up at 9 o'clock anyway, because I'm going to be reactive. So she wakes up at 4:45, 4:30 with me, 5 o'clock. I never get a chance to even get to the bathroom before she's awake, because then Chance comes out of his crate, he shakes and wakes her up, and then she's ready to go.
So this phase was like me in the beginning.
Yep.
Now I'm on, I don't want to jinx it, I'm on this other spectrum where I'm getting up and I know I'm getting at least to like 6.
That's
and
good.
I'm just
and
like,
and honestly, I'm happy.
And my system, but now I'm making the bottle before she gets up. I have the place set up before she gets up. Like, I'm doing things to make it easier for when she gets up. But I agree with you. Once she's up, thank God Dana's getting up, and like I can kind of pass her off before I go to work. But that feeling like you're rushing out the door is the worst.
Yes.
It doesn't go away.
Yeah, it doesn't go away. It's very stressful right up until I leave the house.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
And the morning shift is obviously the shift that, I'm committed to, and I told my wife I will always do that. So I have to make sure that I do that. But at the same time, it doesn't matter what goes on in my life. I will still find a way to get things done. Yep. It might not be in the same order, or I might have to read 9 pages versus 10, but I make sure that I still get some sort of routine whenever I can.
Yeah. Well, we kind of talked about that a while ago, where it's like task-oriented versus time-oriented.
Yep.
Where like, you just got to knock out these things. It doesn't matter how they get done.
Yep.
So the thing that I like about my new approach is I get everything done before 9. Like, all my food is coming into my body, the majority. Livy time. Sometimes prepping No Snooze stuff, like everything. I accomplish a lot, and then I'm more free to just kind of like.
And these habits are something that then when they're out of these stages, I mean,
we're screwed there too.
What?
What happens? Do they get up earlier or later, kids?
No, I think she'll end up sleeping better. But right now, it just seems like it's the teeth.
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Like she's just teething, man. And I feel bad because if you give her like even a piece of ice, she just wants to suck on it because it's just so soothing.
Yeah.
And
she's Livy's starting to get into your Callie's phase where she like, you can't just leave her. Remember I used to just put her on the couch and she'd play. Now she has to be in the scooter. I have to be like pushing her around.
Yep.
Or like looking at her. Like I was on the Peloton and she was up. And in my head, I was like, I could skip it today. Like I did a great week. And I'm like, you know what? Let me get my 30 minutes and I'll figure it out with Livy. And I kept having to get out and like, because she got towards the wine bottles, which I didn't even know she could wiggle in there.
It's dangerous.
So I'm like in my thing, trying not to wake everyone up, tiptoeing across, scratching the floor, trying to get the baby. And then like Alex is yelling at me. He's like, "Don't give up." And I'm like, "I'm coming back. Slow down."
Yeah, because there's no pause button.
And then I got to admit again, this is like secret time. I'm in just spandex because I'm sweating. It's hot. And like if a neighbor sees me, there's this guy walking like this in spandex.
That's a good visual. I dare you to post it. Just send it to me.
I'll just do the legs for the fans,
yeah, that's perfect.
You know.
Have you been seeing the I call it the Stolen Bowl Chronicles with my daughter?
Yeah, hilarious.
Literally, she goes to Chance's bowl. Poor guy. She'll ram him. She'll do whatever it takes to get this guy's bowl. We had to learn to take away the water bowl because she was literally taking the water and just spilling it on the floor. And then Karina and I are we're both, and then you're both like, no, trying to stop it, and then it's just soaked all over the place. But we've been good that when one of us freaks out, the other one realizes like, all right,
grab the baby.
I can't freak out. Let me just get the towel and like kind of make it right. So it's teaching me a lot. You know, it really is teaching me a lot. Just life happens, and this is great because this is just so uncontrollable every single day. But her and Chance are hilarious.
It's pretty fun.
I might have to start a TV show with them.
They're a good combo.
I can't even be featured on it.
Livy's too rough with Pete as well. Like I keep saying nice pet, and I'm like petting her stuffed animals, trying to show her. She'll do it, and then all of a sudden Pete comes over. She punches him in the face, and like Pete's like,
they don't have control. I swear, Callie, like the way she grabs and just throws things. I'm like, you gotta be relaxed.
Livy's coordination's like pretty good with. She like smacks me away. Like I'll be in her face while I'm trying to feed her, and she'll like smack me away to get the food. So I think she knows. But Pete also like is starting to go up to her and try to lick stuff off her face. Like he's now getting more comfortable. So it's funny how they feel each other out.
They got a good dynamic.
Like Pete will come over and sit on my side, and I'll be feeding Livy, and then Livy will be like, "It's my time with Dad," and like scratch him, and I'll run away.
Aww.
So.
No, it's a good time. It's
she
fun.
said, "Mom."
I mean, they're developing. Yes.
Did I say that? No, Dad has.
Now
dad?
she's dad all day. But before, no. She was only mom for months.
Okay.
You know, so now she's just getting on the dad train.
Okay. I need it. I need a dad soon.
It's coming. Don't worry.
She's starting to reach for me a little bit. Reaches for Dana now. Like
so, it's not enough when Dana calls you daddy. You need.
No, she doesn't. Dana, it's always expletives.
I got you fumbling.
I couldn't even say the word expletives.
That's definitely a cringy one for them, right? Karina and Dana, they're gonna come back and be like,
I listen. No comment.
Yeah. All right. Good.
We wanted to take a quick second to let you guys know that we partnered with our good friends over at Orgain.com. We're happy to offer our listeners 30% off by entering the code NOSNOOZE30. Again, that's NOSNOOZE30 for 30% off your first order. If you're on the market for a new protein powder, nutritional shake, protein bar, or Mike's favorite, collagen peptides, Orgain is your one-stop shop. As all of you know, my Crohn's disease is currently in remission, and the only protein I use is from Orgain. My personal favorites are the chocolate peanut butter and the vanilla bean. With the code, you can try a 2-pound tub for under $20. Talk about not snoozing. Go get yours today. Now, back to the epi.
Let's talk some news updates, man. This is real life stuff. And it's sad. I don't want it to be, this is a serious moment, but he reminded me of you so much forever. Rest in peace to Screech, Dustin Diamond.
Who's he gonna say?
44 years old.
Oh, he passed away?
You didn't know?
No.
Yeah, so you've always reminded me of Screech. I didn't.
That's funny because you remind me of who's the chick on it?
Seriously.
Who's the woman on
Kelly
it?
Kabowski?
No, the tall one.
Isn't that her name, Kelly Kapowski?
No. What's her name?
Not Kelly Kapowski. Talk it to the mic. CB.
The one who dates Mario Lopez. You know Mario Lopez?
Yeah.
In the show?
He's
What's
still
his
ripped.
name? What's his name? In the show.
Oh, in the show, Zach. Oh,
Zach.
no, not Zach. Zach is...
People are screaming at the screen.
Yeah.
Mario.
What is it? Justin, Google.
Yeah, dude. See?
Come on.
That's why I have my
Saved by the
laptop.
Bell.
If I beat you to the Google, you're
Saved
fired.
by the Bell cast. What is his name?
I got it. This is why I brought the laptop.
It's Lisa Turtle, Kelly
cast
Kapowski,
Zach Morris.
AC Slater.
Slater.
Screech.
Slater. That's
Slater. And what's the
you're talking
girlfriend's
about
name?
the girl.
No.
No, that's Kelly
Justin doesn't
Kapowski.
even know what Saved by the Bell is. Do you even know what Saved by the Bell is, Justin?
He's on the new Gen.
Jesse. You remind me of
Jesse
Jesse.
Spano.
Wait, I remind you of the
That's it.
girl?
Jesse
With
Spano.
the curly hair?
Yeah. She's loud.
She's loud.
Yeah, so he passed away.
so
That's really a current event.
What? No,
That's really one of our current events.
And how crazy is this, though?
What did he pass away from?
Lung cancer and never smoked. And he got diagnosed
Dustin
just
Diamond.
3 weeks, right? Wasn't it 3 weeks prior to his death with stage 4 cancer.
Jesus.
I mean, you just never know how life is.
That's awful.
So R.I.P. Screech, but I'm still living with him through you, so.
I appreciate
that. Next news update, right? This is just real life scenarios that we wanted to talk about. Not scenarios, but just, I guess, facts. But I guess we start bringing some of those things to the pod.
Absolutely, whatever you want.
So have you ever
rules.
heard of Lil Uzi Vert?
Yes.
Lil Uzi Vert.
Yes,
right?
I have.
Can you play one of his songs? What's his song?
I don't
Maybe
even know
CV can enter.
We'll get shut down if we.
We'll see his editing here, and if he can enter a.
We can't. I don't think we can.
Mike, listen.
Because we'll get shut down.
Listen to this.
I think I know what you're talking about because I saw memes.
My man installed in his forehead a $24 million pink diamond as a piercing. Please Google it.
I've seen it.
You saw it?
Memes. So
how ridiculous?
I thought it was fake.
You would do that. No.
Great branding.
I think you would put like a bagel.
A bagel, just like a biscotti right on my forehead.
Yeah.
Here's my question: how much security do you need now? Because isn't someone going to go up to you and just pull it out of your face?
So have you heard? Well, did you look into it all?
No.
Okay, so this dude has
not
been
a current event where I'm like, how did he do that?
Well, it boggled my mind. $24 million. First of all, how much is this dude worth? Right? Like if you have a $24 million piece on your forehead, how much are you worth? He's been paying for this since 2017.
That's crazy. What was your first thought when you saw that?
I want one.
Really, though?
Honestly, I didn't think it was real. I thought it was fake.
But then after that, what'd you think? What was your judgment?
Then I had to. No, I had to Google it.
It's in his forehead.
In his forehead.
Center of his forehead.
So
like
look,
a third eye.
I have a piece that was written, and it said this was from a piercing specialist. It says it looks like he has what we would call a vertical bridge piercing, as in the bridge of the nose, right? So it's a bridge. That would be an actual piercing with a staple-shaped barbell that enters at one point, exits at another, and then the big diamond attaches to that bar in the front. Oh my God. Right? It's a piercing, while obviously not super common in typical circles, it's fairly common in piercing circles. Definitely not with a giant $24 million diamond on it, but it's something that gets done. How crazy is that?
That's insane.
See, that's my point.
Whoa.
So Lil Uzi Vert, his
face is worth more than his
face is
how's that
24.
possible?
He walks around with a $24 million diamond, and Justin just Googled it and said that he's only worth $16 million. I mean, shout out to you. You're worth $16 million. But
my man's working at he's going into banks looking for loans.
That's crazy.
And he has a hat on, right? And then the guy is like, "You're only worth like 16." And he goes, "Hold on one sec." And he takes this off.
He takes it off and he just shows the diamond. How ridiculous is this?
First thing I thought was I need to be rich because there's so many people wasting so much money on stuff.
And it's pink, a pink diamond.
Think about what you could do with
$24
million. And my man put a diamond on his forehead.
With 24,
even if you buy a diamond just to sit in the house.
I would buy crazy. I would buy as much. I always say this. I would buy as much real estate as I could possibly get with $24 million. We had this conversation.
He bought his forehead.
I don't think it was on the podcast.
No, we did.
But remember when you asked me what I would do if I had an abundance of money? I would just buy the most amount of real estate that I could possibly
own. The other side of it is like if you're going to spend a ton of money, it might as well be attached to you, right?
I was going to say, if he was worth
Isn't
$500 million.
Though?
What?
How are you walking down the street?
That's what I'm saying. I don't know.
It's insane.
But if he was worth $500 million,
great branding because probably everyone in the world's talking about it.
Oh yeah,
it's like a step up from the Mike Tyson face.
He's got a global podcast and No Snooze talking about him right now. You know what I mean? So
listen.
Speaking of global, did you? So I don't know if you've looked at the analytics lately on Anchor. 24 countries have tuned into.
Dude, I haven't been on Anchor in so long. I forgot we had one.
It's just an app.
I know it's an app, but
how crazy is that? 24 countries. Isn't that pretty cool?
It's pretty absurd. You think Lil Uzi Vert listens?
No.
You think we inspired
Hopefully
him to do that?
By the way,
definitely not.
I got you guys to 5 of those countries.
Oh yeah. So side note, Claudio went on a world tour and hit all these countries and then hit play for No Snooze Podcast. So we're global. Thank you, CV.
Global.
So here's my thing, right? I guess I'm looking at it now on the screen. He has face tattoos anyway, so at that point, why not?
$24 million diamond on your forehead.
Yeah, maybe
dude.
not.
Like that is just bizarre. So anyway,
it's a good current event.
Current event. Those were the two. You sparked something in me last episode. Ooh. When I asked the question of the donation, what would you do with $1 million and the donation, right? You remember that question?
Yeah.
So we had a charity question last episode. If you didn't hear it, shame on you. Go listen to it.
Shame on you.
But you said something to the fact of like, yeah, I just need to, I think you want to help more people, and you just want to. We can be doing it just as regular people.
Yeah. You just have to work it into your schedule.
And I just did it. I just did it.
Can't do it.
But I signed up for a monthly donation to Crohn's and Colitis Foundation.
Nice.
I took action.
Good for you.
Right? And it's not a crazy amount, but I just took action. I said, you know what? And I was listening back to it. And I said, I'm going to do this. And then I debated whether, this was a Mike Pirelli move in my head. I debated whether if I should have a donation day per month, right? And then literally like teach that to Callie as we grow up. Like, hey, look, today's the day that we go like donate, which is something I think I want to do on community service level anyway when she gets older. But I said, you know what? Let me just sign up for a recurring payment. So every month it'll come out. And it's not a lot of money. But I mean, if you do 10, 20, $50 a month, that's more than I would have donated on a regular basis. Yeah, so that's my challenge to you is sign up for something, and everybody else out there of the No Snooze community, donate on a monthly basis. Could be $5.
Yeah. I think I need to do it based on, like, I need to get a guideline where it's a percentage of all the deals I close. Because then there's no real escape. It's like it's just a part of the schedule.
And that's big money. That would be great. But you know,
yeah, I'm not saying 50%.
Yeah, but I wanted.
Dave's throwing me in there like, yeah, you're an amazing person. 100% is coming to you.
I wanted to get something just on the books. I'm like, you know what? Let me just get it done instead of just being one of the people that my whole life I'll donate as something comes up. I said no. Let me make it recurring. Took a screenshot of it to just hold myself accountable. So I thought I'd share.
I love that. It sounds like you're like that immediate action type thing. It's going to get you in trouble because sometimes you're going to do something and be like, thinking back, you're like, I probably shouldn't have done it that way.
Yep.
But at least you're doing it and figuring it out. I love the let me try it, see if it works. And, you know, if I go broke donating to a cause, I'll adjust it.
Look, it's not a extreme amount of money by any means. It's a couple coffees a week. You know what I mean?
Part of me wants to not do it publicly, so that I can like do it for the right reason. Yep. And like it's not like a lot of people I think sometimes do it for a marketing tactic.
Yep.
And for something like this to
like
be
on the deals you're talking about?
Yeah. Like some people announce it. Like obviously this is a public podcast, but I wouldn't like it would just be something I do in the background.
Yeah. You don't want to say, hey, look, I'm going to commit to 5% of my deals moving forward.
Exactly. You just want to be like, you just gotta, in my head, I know my system. Right. There was a dad that was a parent of some sort was saying that when they give their kids money in the like for a chore or something, then they say, all right, well, this is what we do with our money. We put this amount to savings, we put this amount to donations, and then this amount you can spend on something. Just know once you spend that, you don't have it anymore. And they basically teach them money early. Which
that is great. And to that same point, I was thinking to myself, how am I going to talk about a donation day with my daughter, obviously as she gets older, but I don't even do anything recurring. Right, like I'll do like once in a blue to American Red Cross when it's blood donations or something like that. I'll do breast cancer when it's breast cancer month. But I was like, you know what? Let me just sign up something small, and it'll just happen every month. And I want to continue to do more, obviously, but it's something in the direction. So it's something we always talk about. You know, when you want to do something, just take action on it. So I want everybody to get something done.
And I think there's no bad cause. Well, there's probably a bad cause somewhere. But
I think Lil Uzi Vert's
diamond cause.
Yeah.
But the fact that you're doing something that hits close to home, I think is important because you want to see your money going towards something where you have impact. You know?
I mean, I don't know.
Like I'm thinking like locally.
The donation is not that crazy.
But I'm saying like you're more likely to stick to something if you actually have a connection to it somehow, right? Like I'm not saying don't donate to something if you haven't had a certain type of cancer or whatever it is, but if there's something you want to give back to, it helps if it's something that hits close to home and you have some type of emotional connection.
Right. I'm nervous to open up this text message. Look who it's from. I'm not opening it, so it doesn't matter.
Don't answer that.
No.
Don't answer that.
We can't even give him clout on the podcast.
Yeah, don't mention the name. He's going to be like Harry Potter.
Forget that
Voldemort.
guy.
He gains power if you say his name.
That's right. Forget that guy. All right, so that's that piece. Super Bowl 55. This episode comes out right after the Super Bowl.
Who cares?
Right? Right after the Super Bowl. But this is in Tampa, and obviously it's the Chiefs, who were 16-2, I believe. Patrick Mahomes, absolute beast, versus Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 14 and Google.
I have no idea.
I think 14-5 was their record. Tom Brady.
TB.
Talk about not snoozing. No, seriously. I mean, Tom Brady. Can we just talk about
the most hydrated man alive?
Yes, and then I'm the second. That's correct. So you have Thomas Edward Patrick Brady Jr. versus
too much info
versus Patrick Mahomes, who's looking to repeat. Right, one is 43 years old. Yeah, I don't know the rest.
So many good memes too out there. So
but good. One is 43 years old and one is 25. I think Mahomes is.
Yeah.
Did you know that Tom Brady was drafted by the Expos in the 18th round in the MLB draft as a catcher. How incredible is that?
I didn't know that.
Right? Out of high school, he was actually an incredible baseball player. And I think, side story to that, his sister was an incredible softball player. Mm-hmm. Like, she was literally creme de la creme. So I think in the family, that was
You
the
just
sport.
use creme de la creme very smoothly. I don't. There's behind the scenes, like when your co-host throws out a term like that and so smoothly. It's
You like
phenomenal.
it?
Sorry,
All right.
I don't know. You caught me off guard with that. But so here's my question.
Yep.
Do you think if you have I'm going to blame Frank for this.
Okay.
If your other sibling is an elite athlete,
Yep.
do you think you have no choice to be an elite athlete?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't know if that was the sport, but he was just an incredible catcher. And growing up, I mean, baseball was the sport, but
She must have been
he
playing
had
with him.
he had a great arm,
Yeah.
right? And I mean, as a catcher, you're throwing people out, so I guess that would be equivalent to
Similar,
like a quarterback position.
Yeah.
Well, maybe a pitcher. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, it's still
but then he ended up in the NFL draft, 6th round by the Patriots at pick 199.
Have you seen his before photo?
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Hilarious. That's like, here's my thing. Yes, vanity, like I want to look good, I want to have six pack and all that stuff. If my man can be the best quarterback of all time with that body, you could do anything with anybody.
So I took a screenshot of his actual
Like stats?
reporting. No. How the scouts reported him after
Must have been hilarious.
after his draft.
Slower than God.
Literally, right? So
Need a
poor
sundial.
build,
Poor
skinny, lacks great physical stature and strength,
This sounds like me before I started the
lacks
challenge.
mobility and ability to avoid the rush, lacks a really strong arm, can't drive the ball downfield,
Can we talk about it? All accurate.
does not throw a really tight spiral, system type player who can get exposed if forced to ad lib, gets knocked down easily.
So here's
Has
my
a
thing, right?
tendency to deflate balls as well.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
No, that was inflate. Well, the deflate gate, yes.
Can we make predictions for the Super Bowl?
That's what I kind of want to do, but it's going to be so bad.
This is what I think. I don't want anyone to get hurt, but I think the Chiefs need to protect Mahomes. I think Mahomes is going to get out of the pocket and get whacked. And then there's going to be a change in the guard, and then they're going to come back and win Tampa Bay. I think
Wait,
it's going
so
to be
you think
like
Mahomes out of the game?
I think Mahomes is going to
Terrible
go out of the,
prediction.
Listen,
Terrible.
I think he's going to go out of the
Terrible
game
prediction.
late, like third quarter, like mid-third.
Patrick Mahomes
Listen,
is
can you
going
listen to
out
me?
of the Super Bowl?
He
By
had a
the
concussion.
third quarter, the game's going to be
He had
over.
he had a concussion 2
This-
days ago or
this
whatever.
already
2 weeks
happened.
ago, 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
It was a concussion. Like, that's a concussion.
Okay.
Everyone's like, oh, you didn't get that's a concussion.
Mike Pirelli, this already happened.
No, I know, but I'm saying,
And they still won the game. even with him
listen.
out.
If you get a concussion, you know how prone you are to get another one?
Right.
They need to protect him. If they don't protect, I hope he's healthy. I hope he plays the whole game. My prediction is he's going to get excited, get out of the pocket, going to get whacked, and then the Patriots. Tom Brady's team. I'm not even going to say the Buccaneers because Tom Brady's team
Yep.
is going to come out and get a W. It's going to be like 34, like 31, something like that.
I like the score. So you're going against the odds. Obviously, the odds are in favor of
Keep in mind, haven't watched any games
Mahomes
all year because the
and
Jets are
Chiefs.
brutal.
Yeah, there's a little.
don't bet that.
There's a little spread. Well, no, this is good because it comes out after the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's true.
But which is going to be even funnier because we're going to be so off. But
Imagine it's right.
I want to see the Bucks win too, man.
I want to see a good game. I don't care who wins.
I
I want my
wanna
numbers to hit,
Yep.
and it'd be a good game.
The 35-31 is good. I'm going to go 27-24 Tampa Bay.
Okay, so we're both picking Tampa. I said 34, but you think 35 is a safer number? What's more likely to land on? See, I don't
Honestly,
even
Do
know.
we
No,
know
I
the
don't
over-under?
I'm going to do
What?
Do we know the
34-31.
over-under?
I think it was 3.5.
So I'm locked in 34-31 Tampa Bay. You're what?
The
20?
total score. The total score.
Oh, the total score. I don't
I
know.
have no idea. What's
Yeah.
your what was yours?
27-24, I said.
Okay,
Yeah.
locked in. CV?
I think it's going to be the Chiefs, and I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. I think
Yeah.
it's going to be a back and forth.
Okay.
I think it'll be a close game. It's going to be 50 in the 50s.
Oh wow!
So,
That's a great prediction on the Chiefs. That's probably going to happen, but it's all right.
But this is a good point because
I don't know about the 50s though.
Brady's played in the Super Bowl,
Yep.
right? Obviously, every year.
6 Super Bowl wins.
Your boy Mahomes has been in the Super Bowl, so I don't think those
Back-to-back Super
jitters.
Bowls.
I don't think the jitters are going to be there.
Did you
it's
see-
a different type of year?
did
too.
you see them-
Tampa Bay's home.
There's no jitters for either one of these two dudes.
I don't think
They've
so,
both
yeah.
been there. They're both excellent athletes. They're both
Don't talk about Mike Pirelli and I like that. It's okay.
Listen, you keep throwing the A word around.
It's okay.
Not around me.
That's all right.
Um,
So yeah,
I like
don't
that.
know.
I like
I
those
wanted
picks.
to pick it. I know it comes out on Monday, but I'm sure people will be laughing like these idiots, and it's the complete opposite of what it was. But that's why we're not giving any betting tips.
Yeah.
away.
Well, I bet on the UFC. I didn't do any research with my brother, and I basically bet against what I usually bet. I never bet the main fight. I bet like the second fight where a lot of people don't do the ones where there's not crazy money involved, and the odds aren't. And I lost us some money, so not a lot. It was just for fun.
See, so you lost money gambling. I donated to a cause. People choose who you think the better person is in this relationship.
You didn't hear me though, but I donated the same amount.
Yeah. Okay. No, that's good stuff. Well, CV just gave us the sign. This is the end of part 1. Tune in for part 2 next week. But until next time, stop snoozing.
Get up and get after it. That's another Effie in the books. Go follow us on Instagram and Facebook at No Snooze Podcast. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, No Snooze.